Turf Talk with Drew Miller.
On the second episode of our inaugural All-Female Grounds Crew at the Softball Little League World Series, we have Ms. Julie Kessler, the current student of the Virginia Tech Turfgrass program and alumni of the Brentsville Turfgrass Management program, and Ms. Brynn South, former student at the Athens Turfgrass Management program down in Alabama. I was so excited for this episode because obviously one of my former students was a part of it, but it also shows sort of the impact that these programs are having on these young women, and to be able to see them come to an event like this and be a part of something truly incredible and life-changing, and it all started in a classroom, a high school classroom where someone like myself, who is passionate about what we do as an industry, was able to take my passion and instill it in our own students. And it truly was one of the most incredible moments in my career to be able to watch Julie, again, just be a part of something that is so much bigger than anything that I ever took part in, and to see the joy in her eye, and the love she had for the other girls and for what we both love, and that's sports field management. So to be completely honest with you, I was just so excited to be able to talk to them, and to be able to see it all start in a high school classroom, and to see that we have a very bright future coming if we're able to build these programs up and to provide more opportunities to more people, to more young individuals who have passion for sports. And that was something that we harped on a lot during our podcast series, was that we were showing these young girls who were playing in the Softball Little League World Series that this is a badass job that they could do one day. And it was just so awesome to be able to be a part of it, and to see my kids and to see everyone else just really take a love for what was going on. And we get into the different backstories, and it was just an awesome episode. Especially for a high school teacher, for myself. It's one that you guys don't want to miss. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tiger Turf Talk. All right, welcome back to Greenville, North Carolina at the Softball Little League World Series. We are here with Ms. Brynn South of the Athens Turfgrass Management Program and current intern with the minor league team Trash Pandas. We also are here with Ms. Julie Kessler of the Virginia Tech Turfgrass Management Program, also alumni of the Brentsville Turf Program, as well as current intern at the Country Club of Blacksburg. How are you ladies doing? We just had a flip out there on the field. How was that? How are we feeling after Game 6, I think?
It went smooth. I mean, we had a lot more time to do that one than in between games, so it went pretty smooth.
That's good. Julie?
Yeah, I think now we're all starting to get into a routine of who does what, so everything's going much quicker every time.
Well, that's good. That's awesome to hear. So obviously we're here because of the first all-female grounds crew in the history of sports field management. What has it been like to be a part of that crew with the incredible people that are on the grounds crew right now here in Greenville?
Well, we're here with people with so many more years experience than us, and they're really teaching us a lot, showing us how they do it, how we're learning from them, and it's really an eye-opening experience.
I would say it's pretty surreal because when I joined the industry, I never heard about anything like this, and now being here when I've never even worked with a girl before and all I'm working with is girls, it's it's different, but it's a good different, and I'm so glad to be here.
That's awesome to hear. Especially again from the younger perspective, it's just awesome to see you guys interacting with, again, veterans of 20 years, veterans of 5 years. I mean, it's truly incredible to see from the sideline over here by the podcast, the work you guys are doing and highlighting your guys' great work. Now, you're both products of high school turfgrass management programs. And obviously, Julie, I know your journey a little bit better than mine. But, Brynn, how has it been sort of seeing your time in a high school classroom and developing a passion for what this is as an industry and really taking to heart, like, what could be possibly the future for you?
Well, Coach Smith really showed me what all I can do through this career and really pushed me harder to pursue it. Not forcing me into it, but like saying like, you can do this. Like, you're so capable of doing everything that everyone else is doing. And that really helped me be like, oh yeah, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, people have confidence in me. I like this.
Yeah, for sure. And you were the first female in the program. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's a very new program. Yes. Year 3, year 2 or so.
It started spring of my junior year, and I just graduated. So they've had 3 semesters of it. They're in their 4th semester of it right now.
What was it like sort of being that inaugural class, being able to say, hey, we were the ones that developed this program that's starting to take off? Like you said earlier, it was like you had 15, and now there's 2 classes. Yeah. So what has it been like sort of seeing that growth and being a part of something that, again, is incredible to see, as an industry professional?
It's just great to see more people, like, seeing what we do, seeing how we prepare these fields, seeing all the work that we do, and to get them looking good, and motivates them to get into it too, which it's really great to watch.
With that, Julie, obviously, again, I know your journey a little bit more personally compared to everyone else here. I feel like I sort of was an influence, maybe, just a little bit, tiny bit. But I do love your story and how you got to this point. If you could sort of explain from Nathan's Dairy Bar, where we actually first met, and just sort of where we've come from then.
Yeah, so it was the summer before my junior year, and I had to fill out the rest of my schedule. I had like a few open spots, and Mr. Miller had come in, I think was it my freshman year or my sophomore year?
I think it was your sophomore year.
And like before, I'd never really heard anything like about the program. Just like people took it because it was like an easy A. And I was like, okay, like maybe I'll eventually take it, but I wasn't really planning on it. But then as soon as he started teaching the class and like kind of changed it from a horticulture perspective to more of like a turf management perspective, I heard like a ton of stuff from like other students. They were like, oh, we're going outside, we're like mowing the game fields and all this stuff. And I was like, maybe I'll do that. So I tried to join the class, and then just so happened one night over the summer I was going to get ice cream at Nathan's, which is a local ice cream place. And
shout out Nathan's.
Mr. Miller was there, and I was like, hey, like, I am trying to take your class. And he was like, okay, like, I'll make sure you're in the same class with the people that are in your grade level. And I was like, okay, perfect. So then started taking the class, and I was like, wow, like, there's so much more to this than I ever expected. And it wasn't like, it didn't feel like work. It felt like, oh, okay, we're going to go do this and we're going to go do that. Like, it's enjoyable to do. And also getting to paint the end zones, like, different colors and different themes for, like, the football games we had. I was like, wow, this is fun. And then I wanted to go to Virginia Tech, and Mr. Miller was like, well, you could definitely go for this. And here I am.
And scene.
Yep.
Brynn, I'll bounce back to you for this. Obviously, with our classroom, we do a lot of hands-on stuff. We're always outside. We're trying to immerse the kids in, again, what the industry is. Yep. What was your classroom experience? What are some of the fun projects you guys worked on in class, and maybe even like a post-class type thing where you worked after school and stuff like that?
Well, we never really worked after school. My favorite thing that we did was right before the spring, right before the softball senior night. We took so our football field's now turfed. So we don't have so we don't have to do anything to that. But we saw this huge stencil that we had in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. And Coach Smith was like, what if we put that in the outfield of the softball field? And I was like, that's such a good idea. So before senior night, it took us 2 days, I believe, and we laid the stencils out. We painted it black and white, and then I was like, whoa, like, and everyone loved it. All the players loved it, all the parents loved it, and then come time for our area tournament, we were hosting, and we were like, let's buy some gold paint. So I went out and bought gold paint so we could spray paint it, and we had our black, white, and gold logo in center field, and
That's awesome.
that's probably one of the best things. But we did everything.
And you play softball, right?
We did
That's
everything
really
from
cool.
mowing, edging, all the grass outside of the fields, everything.
That's awesome. Now, another sort of piggyback question off that. As a softball player, I was a baseball player, a failed baseball player at that, 1 year of college. What has it been like for you to sort of see the significance of a sports field manager to an athlete? You know, being the athlete yourself, I'm sure you've experienced, especially if you're a dedicated softball player, the tournaments, the different things, the level of the fields can change or whatnot. What has it been like to see sort of that growth overall and the significance of like what you're doing today here for these girls that are all around the world coming to here to play softball? What has it been like to see that?
Well, back when I was like younger, I would think like I'd show up to a game and be like, oh, the field's just like this, like it's naturally like this. And then like once I got in this, I'm like, oh, like there's so much work that goes in to getting these fields ready for a game, and I just had so much more appreciation for everyone in the field, all the time it takes to get everything ready and all that other stuff.
Now, Julie, you're a little different. You were very athletic.
Hey, you could talk to some people and they would say otherwise.
I'm kidding. You know, I'm kidding.
No, I had absolutely no relation to this at all.
No, for sure. Except for class.
Well, some of the research now that Dr. Goatley is doing.
You were talking about, so you were a horseback rider, obviously.
Yes, I rode horses for about 8 years.
It's a long time.
Yes.
Long time.
A lot of my life.
What is it that has drawn you, and we've talked about it hundreds of times, sort of like the future and what you want to do, and maybe become the first head NFL groundskeeper, or female head groundskeeper. That was bad.
Emphasis.
Yeah. You know, the event we're at and everything. It's just what we're doing. No.
Just the first head groundskeeper of the NFL.
Ever. No,
There's
no
never
one
been
else.
one before.
Chris, you didn't count. Sorry. With that, what has been sort of your journey? Obviously, you're a few years ahead of Brynn, and it's sort of, I've seen you grow so much from the Steelers to now at Blacksburg Country Club after, again, your time at Tech and at Brentsville. What has it been like sort of navigating this industry and seeing what the possibilities are?
I mean, in the beginning, I didn't know how big the industry was. Like, not just, like, us women, but, like, it really opened my eyes when I went to the SFMA conference. I was like, wow, like, there's this many people that are doing the same things that we're learning about. And the other thing was, like, how supportive everyone is. And it's not, people would literally come up to us and be like, hey, like, if you ever need anything, like, at all, not just, like, oh, if you need a job, like, let us know. It was like, if you ever need anything, like, a reference or advice or anything like that, everyone's just so open and willing to help, and that's so great to know, like, coming into this, especially going to conferences like that, getting to meet so many of these people before I'm actually, like, out in the industry on my own.
Absolutely. Now, sort of to piggyback off that, you know, Brynn is in her first internship, and she's ahead of a lot of people even in college programs. What would be your best words of advice for her? Again, since you're such at a young stage in your career, what would be your best words of advice to sort of exploring her options and seeing what's out there?
Make connections, go to these conferences, or even when they have, like, more local ones, go to those and just, like, talk to people, meet people. And a lot of people, especially right now with, like, the labor shortages, there's a lot of jobs and internships open, and, like, just keep your options open, because there's so many, like, jobs that you may never have even heard of before. and there's just so many opportunities that it's amazing to be able to have that.
Absolutely. Now, Brynn, what is your plan for the next year?
This next year, well, I'm gonna finish out. Well, okay, so
Sorry.
I'm in college right now.
Yes.
And I'm playing softball there. It's hard for me to come home and work.
Gotcha.
So
Well,
I'm gonna
you've
try
got
and
a very
come home.
busy schedule, you know.
I'm gonna come home some weekends, and I'm still gonna work for Trash Pandas and
Gotcha.
do stuff there. But after this season's over, I'm going to a community college right now, so I'm just gonna focus
Okay.
on my classes there because they don't
Sounds
have
good.
anything turf-wise.
Yeah.
See where that goes, and then eventually either transfer to Tennessee Tech or Auburn and go through there.
Transfer to
Turfgrass.
Tennessee Tech, not Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech or
We have
Auburn.
I have someone who's at Tennessee Tech right
Yeah.
now. He's
Go through one of those
He just
programs.
got there actually. His name's Franco. Remember Franco?
Mm-hmm.
He's double engineer. He's double majoring in engineering and in turfgrass. So that's awesome.
Props to him.
Yeah.
That sounds rough.
Yeah.
So with that, you obviously have a plan and everything.
Mm-hmm.
With school at community college, again, with that, did you see anything happening there where you could help out with like the fields maybe or whatnot? And
Yeah, help out with the softball. There's only a softball and baseball field. They don't have many sports there. So on campus
Gotcha.
we have softball, baseball, and soccer field. So just mainly try and help out with the softball field, do as much as I can of that, teach them how to, take care of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much they know about it.
For sure.
So,
You plan on going to Utah this winter?
You
as
should
of
go.
right now, no.
You should go. It's
You
gonna
should.
be fun.
What you should do is you should look into contacting someone, maybe like a business or something, see if they would
Yeah.
sponsor you going. It's definitely pretty eye opening. I know we took 5 kids there in Savannah and they loved it. It was awesome to see. Sorry, I didn't mean to say anything like that, but it's a great opportunity. What does it mean to you guys being here? Obviously, we have. Whoops, that was bad. We have some industry icons and legends, honestly, here today and this whole week. What does it mean to be a part of the first ever all-female grounds crew?
I don't think it's like really set in right now. Like, oh yeah, we're here, we're doing this, but right now I'm like, okay, like this isn't really anything new because I mean I've worked a softball game before, but when I was talking to Meg earlier, I was like, I mean I've met some of these people at like the conferences or over Zoom, but I don't like know them. And now like I'm getting the opportunity to work with them and learn new ways of doing things and really getting to know them because we're spending pretty much every day, all day together. And it's just really cool being able to get like that type of relationship with other women in this industry.
Yeah, I feel really honored to be chosen to be one of the ones here. And none of us would be here. I mean, some of us might be here. But a lot of us younger ones probably wouldn't be here without all the sponsors
Yeah.
that they got for our plane rides and our hotels and all the gear we got. So
Absolutely. And Chad, I don't know if you guys saw Chad out there. He's one of like the best people you ever meet. Bulldog, they're one of the sponsors. I actually just talked with them. But it truly is something incredible to see. Again, just those are people you never really knew until you met them here. Like the passion there is for what you guys are doing and what you're accomplishing here is truly unparalleled. It's the first ever, so it's really, really cool to see you guys here, and obviously it's awesome to see Julie and Liz being their teacher. It's something to take great pride in, and if the opportunity comes up again and again, make sure you guys keep doing it for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely making it more of like a personal
yeah.
thing than just, oh, this is just work.
Absolutely. With that, what has been some of your fondest memories in your journey? There are so many things that happen on a day-to-day basis, whether that's us just going out and working, or if that's coming to something like this, or seeing things that are like Julie likes to mock me for the field in New York when I couldn't get the tarp on. You're so funny.
I forgot about it. You brought it up.
No. Liz brought it up. It
Okay.
was not me, but you now have said it twice since I got here. So
I don't think so. Once.
Last night you said it twice
Okay.
during the rain delay.
Okay.
Okay. What are some of your fondest memories and with everything you've accomplished so far in your careers?
Some of mine are just working for the Trash Pandas, and there's 6 of us that are around this age that we just mesh and make good memories, have fun, learn a lot, and that's probably been my favorite thing so far in this journey.
I wish I had more time to think about this question, because there's been a lot of good memories.
Probably none, including me. I get it.
No. That's like where it all started. How could I base anything? I wouldn't have anything to base it off of if I
It's true.
didn't go through the program.
It's true.
I think overall, one of my most favorite things would be getting the opportunity to go places like working for the Steelers, or pretty much there's so many internship opportunities, and I wouldn't have any of it had I not taken the high school program at Brentsville. And there were so many things that we did there, and that's where I really learned. I was like, okay, Mr. Miller isn't our boss. Yeah, he's the teacher and he's supposed to tell us what needs to be done, but we were all just members of a crew. It wasn't, oh, you need to go do this, you need to go do that. It was okay, we all are going to get this done together.
Don't make me blush.
Did that answer your question?
I don't know. Did it?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it did, but it's whatever. I'm just kidding.
Going
What
to...
What are some fun memories?
Going to Audi Field.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too.
That's a great memory there.
I know. That was pretty fun, even though it was a very long night, but it was cool.
It wasn't too bad.
It was a little cold.
It was 70 the week before.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
And then
it went to
freezing.
30 degrees for the conversion.
Yeah, but that
Jeez.
was fun because I didn't even know that that was a thing, that people converted a field.
You know what? That memory for me, the highlight was actually the following day, whenever we went back to school. And it was you, I remember. We were sitting in class, and you were talking about how awesome it was. It was really, it was no different than what we did on our field with that field.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a goal, for a teacher when it comes to creating the content, creating the ability to, again, show you what we're doing and really this is what you're going to be doing like you're doing today. It's the same stuff we did on our softball field, same stuff Brynn did on her softball field when they were playing. It's something that is unparalleled when you actually accomplish that, Sorry, I'm babbling. With everything, what are you looking most forward to? Obviously, this event has been incredible. You guys are having a blast. The duck's hilarious. I think that is one of the greatest things ever.
I don't even know where that came from.
I think someone just brought
It's from the interview that Leah did.
When?
When she was at home and they interviewed her about coming here.
Oh, really?
It was she said something about being an odd duck, but being
Oh.
here, we're all odd ducks, so together we're just normal ducks.
Leah always has to start stuff, huh? What are you looking most forward to in the next few years? Obviously, this is incredible. You've graduated with your 2-year degree. Brynn, you're starting everything off. What are you looking forward to through everything you've already been through? What is it that you are hoping for, aspirations?
I just want to see how far this goes. How far this... I don't know the best way to say this.
No, you're good.
This all-women grounds crew. I want to see how far we can take this, how far we can go with this.
MLB, where you at? Just saying.
NFL.
Super Bowl, what we doing?
Yeah. Super Bowl, for real.
No, for sure.
We were talking about it earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Gotta get a hold of Ed Magnan. The man has ran that thing for decades. So past the female grounds crew, what are you looking for? Maybe personal career wise, personal aspirations wise. What are you looking forward to?
I just want to see how far I can go with, it's pretty much the same answer. I want to see
Sorry.
how far I can make it.
No, yeah. Sorry. Where do you want to work? How about that? Is that better?
I want to work in a Major League Baseball stadium.
There you go.
I want to try and make it there.
Yeah. You got a few connections here already that have connections to those. So
Yeah, I think you can make it there.
definitely. Anywhere in particular? East
Nah,
Coast, West Coast?
somewhere down, not north, not up north.
You don't want to work
Not
in New
up north.
York or
Nope,
anything?
Nope,
I can
nope,
call
nope.
Bill Deacon right now
Nope.
if you want.
I do not want to go up north. I want to stay down low. Stay down south.
Keep me in the warmth.
Yeah.
Summers
for
are
sure.
not as hot. Up
No,
north.
they
Winters
are.
aren't as cold.
That's true.
Yeah.
That I don't. I've
But
never.
some-
I can
experienced.
handle hot. I can't handle cold.
Well, she did have her hoodie on.
I had my hoodie on outside.
Yeah, that's true. It is very true. Julie, what are you thinking, huh? We've had this conversation 10 million times, and you mess with my brain half the time.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing football. I would like to be the first female NFL head groundskeeper.
That's right. You said that correctly.
There we go.
You were definitely trying hard there. You could tell
Yeah,
with your
well,
tone.
it's kind of a lot to say. But also, like, I still have quite a few years, so I'm open to see.
Going exploring.
And like, especially like Brynn was saying, just seeing like the women's grounds crew events getting bigger and bigger. Hopefully, after they see stuff like what we've put on here, then more and more will want to join.
Absolutely. What has it been like for you guys, again, having a role model, a mentor? Brynn, you were talking about the guys you work at the Trash Pandas. They've been there for you, just sort of helping you grow. What is it? Who are some of the mentors in your life that have truly shown you what could be those next steps? And Julie, you cannot say me, so don't say it.
Then
Well, the main ones would be Coach Smith, who was teaching at the high school, and probably Colby. Like, Coach Smith, like I said earlier, he just really showed me what all I can do with this career and all my options out there. And then Colby, he really showed me how to take it into, like, more detail and, like, go deeper in with it.
Yeah.
Like, stuff that I wouldn't even ever think about. And he's like, this is how we do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is a whole different world. Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool though.
Yeah, for sure. It's really cool to see the difference in levels. You know,
Yeah.
when you talk about a high school,
It's way different.
your budget is small. You don't have as many resources. You're not expected to have as much, but like at the same time, you don't want to like not be prepared.
Yeah.
Like you want the field to look just as good as a professional field, the best you can, right? You get to the minor leagues, they've got 25 pallets of conditioner. You got endless budget for certain things, and then obviously, when you make it to the majors, which you will, you'll notice an even bigger sort of like gap between minor league and MLB. You know, it's crazy how different they can be and sort of grow in those ways. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Who's your favorite mentor other than me?
Well,
It's not Bronco either.
I guess I'm gonna say two. I'm gonna cheat the system here and say two. I always say that Mr. Miller's my mentor because, like, my main mentor, because I would not be here today without him. Even though sometimes I don't do what he wants me to do.
First of all, that's not true.
Sometimes.
Okay, fine.
But he, with all of his students, it's not just like the ones that have continued to go on into the industry, but he always like wants the best for them, and it has a lot of insight of like what the industry has to offer before you're even in it. So like for that, I'm thankful because like a good mentor is somebody that always like pushes you to be the best that you can, but also like is there to pick you up when you're down. But then
I'm not crying. Stop it.
this is it's kind of hard to choose between the two, but Dr. Sandor and Dr. Goatley have also been like very important in my journey up to this point because we don't have that many turf students right now, but they've always been so supportive. They're like, if you ever need anything, come talk to us. Even if it has nothing to do with school, come and talk to us. And like that's what we need, especially like in our like 18, 19, 20, those ages. I feel like you're growing up and you need somebody to be there to be like, okay, I got you, like whatever you need, other than like your parents, obviously. but your parents can't
Love
always.
you, Lori.
Yeah, your parents can't always be there. So when you meet people like that, it makes it much better.
Absolutely. You know, I did say not me, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I gave
Well, yeah, but still.
Dr. Sandor and Dr. Goatley too.
For those that don't know, which most of you probably do, they are the Virginia Tech Turfgrass team. My mentors, actually, still great mentors for me. Dr. Goatley, I attribute most of my career to. He is probably the most down-to-earth human being you ever meet, and someone who will always be there for you no matter where you are at whatever time. Call him at midnight, he'll probably answer. I won't do that, Dr. Goatley, I promise. Obviously, again, with you guys, there's a lot of incredible opportunities out there. Something that Julie has talked about, being a member of SFMA, it's on your shirts. Well, not that one, but the other shirts that you guys were given. What have you sort of seen? Again, this is, Brynn, you probably don't have much insight into it, but like seeing firsthand sort of the organization that comes along with the sports field management. What has it been like? Obviously, you went to the conference, but what has it been like to sort of see that camaraderie and really seeing everyone sort of come together behind even just this event, but most events that are hosted for things like this? What has it been like to be a part of that sort of organization?
Go for it.
I mean, like I said earlier, it's like one big family, really. Like, yeah, we're here to do work and get something done, but it's more than that. Like, it's more about like who each of us are as a person, and some of us may be stronger in some areas and weaker in others, and so like we really just try and help each other all the way around. Like, it's like we're one big team. It's not, oh, I need to be better than this person or better than that person. We're all here for the same reason.
And it's really good because we all mesh together really well. I mean, it took a little bit, like, us getting to know each other, but, like, once we meshed together, we're all like, okay, we worked everything out so smoothly. And the way we run, like, our flips is so smooth. Everyone has each other's back. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Was there anyone in particular that you were excited to meet when you found out who's on the crew?
Leah.
Oh, Leah. Leah Lou,
Yeah.
too. Any reason why?
Well, whenever I first got into class, Coach Smith said that would.
Leah Lou,
Yes.
too.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Well, whenever I first got into it, Coach Smith was like, you need to follow these two women on Twitter, and it was Leah and it was Nicole Sherry. And
Lovely person.
Yeah. And so those are the two that I, like, really followed a lot, and I was like, oh, like, what they're doing is so cool. Like, I want to be like them. So whenever I figured out Leah was going to be here, I was really excited to meet her.
Julie, anybody?
Most of the people I've met.
Sorry.
I mean, there's like people, like, I hadn't met Brynn, I hadn't met the two girls from Texas A&M. I think I was excited to spend more time with the people that I had met at the conference, but also like getting to know the people that are around my age that are joining the industry, just to like hear about their journeys and see where they are. It's pretty cool because we're not really from similar areas at all.
No, not really.
Everyone's from all over the country.
Exactly.
I think that's really cool, and it's always awesome to hear the stories and how they differentiate. You know, when like Brynn, not doing the North anytime soon.
Nope,
Sticking with the Bermudas, not going
yep.
to the Bluegrasses. Loving the heat, like dying in the heat.
You know, both my internships have been bluegrass.
Yeah, so maybe you should switch it up.
I know.
You know who has one in the warm season, right?
Yeah.
Who?
Panthers.
Yes, we'll talk about that later. So Brynn, you obviously are a little bit more geared towards baseball.
Yes.
What is it that's your favorite task? You know, like, is it mowing? Is it field maintenance? Is it the mound?
Mowing.
You're a patterns
Yeah,
girl.
I love
you
mowing
do. You're
patterns.
like Leah. You know, Leah loves her patterns. So.
Yeah, I like Coach Smith to tell me, get on a mower, do whatever you want to do. And we did so many cool things. We did waves in the outfield one time. We did like the sunburst. That one might have been my favorite.
That's
that one or
awesome.
the waves, but it's just cool seeing what all you can come up with and how you can make everything so different.
Absolutely. Julie, I think I know the answer, but go ahead and let's see what you enjoy the most.
Well, my answer's changed a little bit since high school.
Oh, really?
It's not mowing and painting.
It's not like we haven't talked since high school, you know?
Like Brynn, I like mowing. I like the patterns, and even if we're just doing like diagonal one day and then going the opposite direction the next day, it just like gives a cool pattern. But doing logos is also very fun. I like logos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
So-
painting
You
so
like
logos.
the
mowing-
stencil work?
I like doing stencil. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stencils
stencils are fun.
They're fun.
I like those better than lines.
Oh, come on.
Cause lines.
There's nothing more satisfying than a
Lines,
perfect
it's so
line.
easy to mess up. Stencils, you just
Marissa
gotta
was
paint
throwing
inside
out
the
some
stencil.
lasers last night.
Yeah, I'm sure she has a lot of practice.
Well, yeah, college baseball, you tend to have to do that enough.
Yeah.
Now, with that, obviously we have so many different girls here that are, again, you say across the country, but they're also in all these different levels and sports and whatnot. Who has been the most sort of fascinating to meet and hear their story and get to know that you really didn't see being that kind of person at this event?
I'll have to think for a second.
I would say Amy, because I met her at the conference
Yep.
in Savannah,
Yep.
but I didn't know like how long she'd been in the industry and
Yeah,
really
Michigan State
Yeah.
forever. She's
Yeah.
done some incredible work, and she's just an incredible professional. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we were sitting in the trailer yesterday, and she was just telling us about how, like, her husband was in golf, and she was in golf for a little bit, and she was just going through, like, all the things that she's done and, like, where she is now, and she's, like, so thankful to be here, and she didn't even think that something like this, all-women's crew was going to happen, like, in her career. And it's really cool to like hear about that because I mean I've been in this for like 2-3 years now, but she's been here for forever.
Yeah, and that's really awesome for her to have that experience. You know, she's put in so much time and effort and energy into this industry and being an advocate for so many people, especially females. You know, it's one of the highest level Big Ten fields when it comes to natural grass playing surface. You know, you have Michigan and Ohio State who are artificial, and she's more north than both of them, and she has an incredible bluegrass field. So, and now she's creating fields for kids for making memories and everything. Sorry, Brynn.
Mine would probably have to be Amy too, saying like she's one of the most experienced people here and all the different things she's done, like golf, Michigan State, everything. Like it's just cool saying like how she's done both sides of it.
Definitely. What are going to be your biggest takeaways from this week? You know, being able to experience this and really, again, seeing how your work is the same work you did at. Sorry, my brain just. What school? What's your school, Brynn? Athens. Aha! I remember sometimes. Same work at Athens to here again, even to the Trash Pandas.
Well, this is the first time I've ever worked a softball game like live, because I've always been playing. But like, I mean, it's just the same things we do. It's the same thing they do every day at work, same things they did every day at school. It's just at work, you know, you're more detailed. This isn't quite as detailed as we would go like in minor league, but I mean, you still have to be very precise with everything you do. Very little room for mistakes.
That's what's fun about baseball and softball. It's like if you make a mistake, they're gonna see it.
Yeah.
It's
Because everyone's looking at this one little part, especially on the dirt. Like if you mess up on the dirt, everybody's looking there, so they're gonna notice it.
For sure. Julie, what are you taking away from this week mostly?
Probably just like the friendships and how like we were all able to come together and get something like this accomplished, and these are going to be people that I will share this memory with for the rest of my life. But also like I'm just starting in the industry really, and getting to be a part of something like this is just probably something I will remember forever and get to talk about to people when I'm in some of these people's shoes.
Like
don't
maybe when
say
we're
an
older,
age.
maybe when we're older and they have some young kid, like if they're still doing this all-female thing, we're getting invited back.
Yeah, we're
no,
be-
younger people.
You'll be in the other seats, right?
Yep, we'll be where like Amy
and
and
Nina and Son and all of them.
Absolutely. Well, I am so glad you guys were able to take part in this, and it's honestly when I came in last night or whatever it was, and being able to see two of my students out there, and again everyone else, like again friends from the industry like Son and all of them, like it is truly incredible to see this really come to life, and to see and highlight the incredible works that you guys have done and will do. And obviously you've got a long career ahead of you, and I wish nothing but the best for you guys, and I'm always here if you ever need anything. We wrap up on one last question, and it's always good to have this because, again, from a different sort of viewpoint of being younger and just starting off in the industry and leaving a high school turf program, what would be your best words of advice for someone like you guys who are leaving a program, looking to join the industry? Pretty much, you could be talking to Liz right now, honestly, about what are your best words of advice moving forward to, again, further yourself and have opportunities like this in this industry?
I say just keep going. There's so many opportunities out there and all different like sides of this career. Like you have so much room to do what you want to do with it and follow your path and just keep going, and because there's some options out there for you.
I would say kind of the same thing, like take the risk. Like moving to Pittsburgh, it's only 4.5 hours from like where I grew up, but still moving out there all on my own, like didn't know anybody. Like do stuff like that, because that really like it shows you who you are as a person, but also like the memories that you're gonna make and the people that you will meet are gonna be incredible. And it's scary, but it's definitely worth it. And in this industry, there's so many opportunities, like not just in the United States. You could go somewhere
there's a lot
outside.